how do you handle setbacks and failures? How to be optimistic about future goals, even if it looks impossible now? And it takes tips on handling negativity. How do you handle setbacks and failures? Uh, you have to be delusional. You have to have delusional self belief. No matter what happens, I'm going to keep going and I'm going to achieve it. Now, first of all, it's like this. Look, if you have a goal that makes no sense and you keep working towards it, you're going to go in the wrong direction in life. So, first of all, you need to have a goal that makes sense. And what kind of goal? I mean, what size of goal are we talking about? You need to have a goal that's achievable only in 10, 20 years. Assuming you're a young person, if you are 55 when you have a 30-year goal, I mean, be a little reasonable. Let's say you're 25 or 30 or something. Then you should have a goal that is very hard to achieve in 10, 20 years. Let's say you need to have a goal, give yourself a 10-year target. And that target should be almost impossible to achieve in 10 years, but not completely impossible. Uh, it should be such that there is nothing in the laws of physics that prevents it from being achieved. And then you work as hard as possible towards in that direction. And you just don't work towards a 10-year goal. You need to break it down into a 5-year goal, a 3-year goal, a 1-year goal, and then quarterly targets, that sort of thing. That's what you do. And then when you're going towards the quarterly target, sometimes you may miss a quarter. You may have a failure. So in that case, you keep going. You work more, you work harder, or you work smarter. And you should always have plan B, plan C. In case one goal doesn't work out, maybe then you create a new goal. The point is, you need to first of all give yourself the highest chance of success by cutting out all the clutter, cut out all the stuff, by cutting out all the stuff that wastes your time, by cutting out all the distractions. So give yourself the best chance of success. Be healthy, be strong, have the right habits, uh, ensure that your energy is high. What's the best way of ensuring your energy remains high? The right kind of diet, and staying away from the wrong kinds of things like alcohol, tobacco, all that stuff, and whatever else you may. So that's what you do. But even then, you may encounter setbacks and failures, because see, there are two issues with goals. One is there's a number of parameters that's beyond your control. Let's say your objective is, let's say that I want to. There's a lot of people who go for UPSC, right? So I want to clear the UPSC exam and get into the government service. Now, is that entirely in your hands? You may study the hardest, but at the end of the day, somebody else will examine your papers and take your interviews and all, and those people may have their own biases. So it is possible that for no fault of your own, for somebody else's fault, you may not get through. So then what do you do? So then you need to have plan B. You don't waste 7-8 years doing UPSC, right? You give it maybe 1 or 2 attempts, then you move on to something else. So that's what you do. Always be positive, always have this delusional self-belief. Even it has to be, you have to take it to delusional levels. That no matter what happens, I believe in myself, right? I may have failed at this, I may have failed at that. And always be honest with yourself. Right? Don't blame it on others. So that's what you do. And it's often difficult. Yeah. And what I can tell you is no successful person has had straight sailing. The more successful a person is, the more times they have failed. A person who is super successful has failed so many times you can't believe it, you can't imagine. And if you show me a person who has never failed, I'll show you a person who has never achieved anything. So the more you achieve, the more you're gonna have failed. It's like that. So you need to have this high threshold for pain if you want to be an achiever. Yeah, you have to be able to take setbacks and move on nevertheless. So that's what you do.